everybody, standing up nice and tall, feet under hips. Let's really lengthen the spine, feel the stretch up the back of the neck there. Arms down by the side of the body. Let's roll the shoulders up, back and down. Can you breathe in to lift and breathe out to lower, please? Breathe in to lift and breathe out to lower. Just one more time. Breathe in and breathe out. Can we move slowly through side bend? Keep your hips still. Draw the hands up the rib cage. Reach towards the skirting boards. Now we want the hips to stay still, so a little squeeze into your glutes will stabilize your pelvis and support your lower back. Last one. And come center. Hands on shoulders. Push the elbows forward, up, back and down. Slowly. Breathe in. And breathe out. 2 more of those, please. And then drop the arms, right arm only, up. Turn the head, turn the shoulders. So I want your eyes to follow that right hand as it moves around. So we start to really open the shoulders. Release the neck and we start to rotate through the spine. Last one. Breathing in to lift and out to lower. Let's switch to the left arm. Inhaling up, exhaling to rotate. Let your hips go if they want to, but just keep your knees relaxed, and that way we won't twist the knee if the pelvis is moving. One more time. Good. And come down. Grip your pelvis, soften your knees. Moving through pelvic tilt. So opening out the lumbar spine. Drawing the belly button towards the backbone. Tucking under and releasing. So releasing lumbar spine around the back and also hip flexors here at the front. Just one more time, please. And then pull up through your thighs and sway the weight forward into the toes, back into the heels. And you can keep your feet on the floor if you like and just sway. Or you can think about lifting up onto the toes and taking the arms higher. So obviously that's a longer stretch and it will be challenging the balance more. So please watch that you don't lean back into your lumbar spine. Tummy in, rib cage lifted, little connection through the glutes and the abs. And we're breathing out to lift and in to lower. One more. And come down and release. Good. Standing with the feet parallel, tummy in. Palms up into waiter. Inhale. Exhale, shoulder squeeze. Try to keep your elbows tucked in. And release. So trying to bring the scapulars together around in the upper back there. Opening the chest. Banishing round shoulders. Can we extend palms to the ceiling? Come back down with the elbows and rotating. So we've got shoulder rotation, then shoulder extension, stretching the lats. Come on in. Good. Keep that moving. Just breathe in naturally. Don't worry too much about a breath pattern here. One last time. And come on down and just give those wrists a shake. Good. Release. Let's come down to the feet and the balance. Stand on your left leg, right leg forward. Tighten up everything on this left side. Lift the foot, flex and point. So the foot is close to the floor. Don't want lots of tension in that balancing leg. And then rotate. wrists and ankles slowly. Nice big range of movement to wake up the joints. Other way, circle. And relax and change. Forward and lift. Flex and point. Not too high with that leg. And then rotate slowly. Other way. And relax. Give everything a shake. Then we're going to do a hip hinge next. So hands are coming behind the back. Spine is in neutral. Please make sure when you go forward you don't round the spine. So tummy in. Maintain the shape you currently have and hinge from the hip. And then come up slowly. Now the key to this exercise is moving slowly and not going so far that it starts to strain your back, but going far enough to feel the hamstrings lengthen on the way down, and then you need to squeeze your glutes on the way back up. Breathing in on the way down, head stays in line with spine. Breathing out on the way up. Each time try to go a little bit further as your hamstrings start to lengthen. 2 more. So when you've finished your last one, release your hands. Squat, small hip hinge. Keep looking forwards. And then bend the knees and float the arms. Good. So although we are hip hinging, the head is lifted, the chest is lifted. Your focus now is on getting your weight back into your heels to warm up the big leg muscles and the knee and hip joint. Can you lift one heel as you squat? Just one heel. And change. Lift the other heel. Sit back. And come up. Inhale on the way down. Exhale on the way up. Squeeze the glutes. Pull the belly button in. Let's have 2 more, please. And last one. Super. Come on up. Give those legs a shake and release. Let's have our feet shoulder width apart. Tuck your tail under. Thumbs in the breastbone. Rotation. Inhale. Exhale, rotate to the right corner. One, you should try to isolate the upper body. Upper body moving, leading with the shoulders. Neck isn't twisting, it's just moving because it's attached to the shoulders. And the shoulders are doing the work. Your hips should not be moving. If possible, come center, push your arms forward. Bow and arrow, pulling the hand to the hip. Looking over the shoulder. Breathing in to reach and out to pull. Two more. Last one. Good, arms down, bring the feet a bit narrower, fingers to temples. Lift the rib cage up, come across to the right corner, stay lengthened. Come on up, so don't sink into it. Inhale, lengthen to the corner, squeeze the glutes, pull the tummy in. So we're working into the waist, but none of this should be stressing out your lower back. If it's stressing the back, arms go down. 2 more. And last one. And relax, well done. Release the shoulders, good. Okay, let's come into calf stretch. So right foot forward, left foot back. Press the heel into the floor. Keep the front knee bent and the back leg straight. So let's go dart first. Lengthen up, inhale. Exhale, press down and squeeze your palms and shoulders together around the back. Inhale up. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale up. Exhale, squeeze. Couple more. And last one. Good, let the arms drop. Transfer your weight forwards. Same leg. Knee lift to the front. Legs stretch to the back. Now feel free to go and hold on to something if you need to. So hold on to something if you need to. Make it smaller if your balance isn't great. Make it bigger if you want a bit more of a challenge. Two more. One more. And come down and release. Well done. Change sides. Left foot forward, right foot back. Half stretch first. Front knee is bent, tummy is in. We go up onto the back foot. Lift, breathe in. Breathe out, squeeze into dart. Make sure you're moving upwards rather than forwards. Not placing pressure on the front kneecap. Front knee stays over ankle. Movement coming through the back foot. Two more. And last one. And relax, shift forward. When you're ready, tummy in. Knee lift. Leg extension. So you can keep your body still if you like and just move your leg, or you can go bigger, or you can hold on. Whichever one you're doing, please keep it slow. You've got 3 to go. Keep moving. Good. 2 more. And relax. When you finish, guys, just maybe release those ankles. They can get a little bit stiff on those balances. And then let's pick up our weights, please. So grab your weights. Standing tall with our shoulders back. Let's just go with a slow bicep curl. When you're ready, slow curl, breathing out to curl and into lower slowly. Transfer all your weight onto the right leg and then pick up the left foot if you can. If you're struggling with that, just put your toe on the floor but keep all the weight in the right leg. 4 more here. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Step down, weights on the front of the thighs. Go back to the deadlift that we did earlier on. So we want a flat back, hinging from the hip. Hands are coming just to about below knee height. I'm squeezing my glutes to come back up. I'm not dropping my head. I'm hinging from my hip, tabletop back, chest leading the way. Feel the stretch all the way down the hamstring. Guys, you need to do this with your knees bent or slightly bent at least. Don't lock them. Soften the knees as you hip hinge. 2 more here. Breathing in on the way down. Breathing out on the way up. Last set. Breathing in and breathing out. Well done. Turn the weights back round and curl once again. Let's have a look at it on the other side. Weight transfers to the left leg, and then you can rest the toe on the floor or pick the leg up if you want more of a challenge. Can you squeeze the buttock on the left side? Make sure your hips are level from right to left. Breathing out to curl and into lower. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Step down, back to deadlift. Down we go. Knees soft, hip hinge. Breathe in. Squeeze your glutes to breathe out and come up. So remember that you now have load. You've got more resistance from the weights. So you need to brace the abdominals and squeeze the glutes. We don't want that load to transfer into the lower back. So we want all the muscles in the lower body switched on. Breathing in on the way down and out on the way up. Last one. Breathe in on the way down and out on the way up. Lovely. Bring your weights to your side. Let's have squat and shoulder press. So last one in our weight sequence. Hip hinge, sit down and squat. Curl up slowly. Shoulder press with a heel raise if you can. Hip hinge and squat, breathing in on the way down. Breathing out on the way up. And then pressing. So continue in your own time. If you can hold down and do a 3 count pulse, 3, 2, 1, and come up, give that a go. So we want to really challenge the big muscles in the legs and the glutes. However, if that gives you knee or back pain, then please don't pulse. So nice steady breathing pattern as we go, just breathing naturally, making sure you are not breath holding, feeling the weight transfer from the heels in the squat to the ball of the foot as we balance and shoulder press. You've got one more round. So one more round of whatever option you've chosen, breathing naturally. And come down, well done. Get rid of your weights, please. So grab some water if you need it. We are going into our roll down next. So make sure you have space for roll down, and if your body doesn't like full roll down, then partial roll down, please. Arms up for extension through the shoulders, and then also extend through the spine if that feels okay. Look up, breathe in. Breathe out, arms down. Nod your chin, round your shoulders, and just stay there. I want you to stretch the upper back, don't go any lower. Breathe in. Breathe out on curl. And let's go again. Arms up, inhale. Arms down, exhale. Nod your chin. Round your shoulders, roll down each of those ribs until you come to the bottom rib, and your hands should be about knee height. Let your arms sway. Take a breath in, breathe out and uncurl. So going lower if you feel okay with that. Inhaling up, exhaling down. Nodding, rounding and rolling. So if you can come hands at shin height or ankle height, go there. I want your arms to still be hanging loosely. If you're not good going low, just go to where you can. Give those arms a nice sway. Take a breath in, breathe out and uncurl. So if you feel like you need a few more of those, just keep going with those. If you feel like you could come into downward dog, do that in your own time. Bend your knees and place your palms on the floor. And then walk the hands forward slowly. So slower is better with all of this. If you'd rather just continue to release your spine, then that's where you stay. If you can come forward into plank and hold for 2 breaths, do. You can do it on your knees if you like. And if you can add 1 or 2 press ups, then come down and press up. Walking back in slowly and rolling up. So now I just want you to be moving at your own pace. You have 1, 2, 3 or 4 movements there. And you're just choosing what you want to do out of those 4 positions. If you feel like you want to just stay in one of those positions a bit longer, please do. So sometimes feels good to stay in downward dog or roll down. So we are going to do one more round of whatever option you have chosen. So when you've finished your last round, we are going to come to the floor. Please don't rush it, finish it off. Tip your screen for me, please, so that I can see you and you can see me. Put your mat on the floor. And then you want to come down onto the floor. Bring your equipment with you. So your hog, your weights, ball and band. Maybe a head block if you want a head block. Come onto all fours, please. And we'll continue to release the spine. So once you've set yourself up, please come with me and we'll do cat stretch. So we're going to tuck the pelvis, round the spine very slowly, drop the head and look through the legs. And then moving from the pelvis again. Release and make a U shape with the back. Open the chest and lift the head. So moving very slowly through that cat stretch. Making it as big a stretch as possible. Making sure your weight is even through your hands and your knees. Next one is your last one. When you finish, can you sit back on your heels, put your head on your hands, and just relax there. Take some breath. Bring your hands to the side of your knees. support your body weight and uncurl your spine. Okay, so coming forward again, we are going to kneel on our hog or our block. If your balance isn't great, then just kneel on the floor. So kneeling on the floor is fine. Hog or block will just make it a bit more challenging. So my knees are together in the middle. My hands and my back are flat. My toes are tucked under. So variation of Superman. Going to take the right arm to the side and the left leg to the back, maintaining the neutral spine. So stretch out first and then lift. Come back and hover over the mat or the hog and repeat. Now, if you're kneeling on a hog or a block, your toe needs to be tucked under on the floor. If you're flat on the mat, the feet are relaxed. 4 on the right and 4 on the left. Maintaining a flat back. Good. Well done. These are nice. Make sure the knees are in the middle of the hog so it doesn't tip too much in one direction. It should be fairly stable. It's just there to elevate the pelvis. So we're keeping moving from right to left. Breathing out on lift and in on lower. So we want to finish with a final set of 4, leading with the left arm. So you might have 1 or 2 more sets to go. It's going to finish on the left arm, and then you're going to come off the back of your hog when you've finished, and you are going to cat stretch or shell stretch. So that's your head on your hands, or your child's pose is your hands to your ankles. Maybe release the wrists and relax. Take some breaths there. Hands coming to the side of the knees, supporting the weight in the hands. Uncurl. And then coming forward again. So we're going to do thread the needle next. You can do this with your body weight, you can do it with a band, or you can do it with a dumbbell. So I'll show you without equipment first. Left leg is back, toes are under. Right arm is reaching to the ceiling. I'm looking up at my fingertips. I'm coming down and threading through the hole. Opening to breathe in and closing to breathe out. So your options are adding a band for resistance. It will give me resistance on the way up, but not on the way down. Adding a dumbbell will give you resistance in both directions. So that's obviously harder, but it will place some load on the back. So if your back doesn't like that load, then your focus is flexibility rather than strength. I want you to try to get your ear close to the mat as you thread through. Good. You're going to make this next one your last one on that side. And then when you've finished, you are going to change to the other side. So you now want your right leg out to the back, toes tucked under, hips stacked, tummy in. Reaching up to the ceiling with the left arm inhaling. Exhaling, threading the needle through the hole. And then option to add a dumbbell or a band, or just work with your own body weight. Try to keep your back leg straight on this one. That'll minimize any movement through the pelvis. Good. So we want to go deep as we thread the needle if we can. Obviously, if there's shoulder or back pain, make it smaller. Good. Two more on that side, please. Once you've finished your last set, stretch of your choice, cat, shell, or child's pose. Make sure you release your wrists, they've worked hard. Maybe give the fingers a wriggle. Hands coming to the side of the knees, take the body weight in the hands and uncurl. Good, and then coming to the front of your mat, sitting down, seated roll back. So our ball or a cushion is going to go behind you to give you some support. Gonna dig our heels in, line your ball up with your tail and then move it straight back. Starting on your sit bones, have a couple of rolls and just make sure your ball is central. Make sure it's close enough to your back to support you, but far away enough to switch your abdominals on. So if you're working with the ball, it can go away. If you're working with the cushion, it might need to be closer because that's a bit softer. Breathing in to stretch, breathing out to roll, and then rotating through the waist. So shoulder stretch, lower back flexion, mid-back rotation. So when we rotate, we are obviously rotating through the middle of the spine, but also working those muscles in your waist. Turn your head if you can. Keep your head forward if your head doesn't like rotation. Sometimes can make you a little bit dizzy. But release the neck of the head turn if it wants to go. Two more here if you can. Next one is your last one. Feet wide, come forward over the legs and relax when you have finished. Breathe into the back of your rib cage. Uncurl your spine. Let's come down onto the back. And so pop something under your head if you need it. A block, a ball or a cushion. Put your dumbbells either side of you before you lie down. Make sure you can get to everything. So I'm coming down, bringing my knees in, and then just drawing a circle with my pelvis in both directions. So just get some release through your back. And then stabilize your pelvis. Good. Let's go single leg stretch from here. One leg stretches as the other pulls in. So let's start this slowly so we get the stretch through the hip. Concentrate on pulling your bent leg in and getting your straight leg close to the mat if there's no pulling through the spine. If all of that feels okay, lift from your breastbone. Think about your shoulders leaving the mat behind you. And then you can stay here. You might want to support your head. If everything feels okay, bring in the waist. So again, we've got a little bit more rotation. If you can let go of your legs, that's going to add a little bit more strength. So see what feels right for you. Can be holding on or not holding on. It can be with or without rotation. The head might need to be supported. The head might want to stay down on the mat. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come on in, feet down. Put your feet and knees together with the knees bent. Arms out. Roll your hips slowly from right to left. Excuse me. If you can turn your head in the opposite direction to your legs, please do. If you'd rather keep your head still, then just rotate the lower half of the body. Breathing in to roll. Breathing out to lift. Let's keep that moving. Next one is your last one. Let's come back to center, feet apart. Let's pick up our weights for chest flies. Weights coming into the chest, push them up. Lift your legs to tabletop if you can, imprint your spine, no gaps. Feet can be on the floor if necessary. Arms are opening wide, breathing in to open and out to close. Single leg stretch away if you can. You can do single leg stretch with your feet down or up. You can do a bent knee toe tap to the floor if that's better for your back and hips. So choose a level that works for you. Breathing in to open and out to close. Good. Keep that moving. So making sure there's no gapping under the back, making sure the shoulders and the pelvis are down nice and flat, and there is no doming through the abdominals. 2 more slowly, please. Once you've finished your last one, bring everything in and down and get rid of your weights, please. Let's have our feet mat width apart, so quite wide. Palms to the ceiling, arms out. Give me open knee hip roll. So knees dropping right and left. Think about the top leg. The emphasis is on dropping the top leg through the middle. Now obviously you can only do that if it's not giving you hip or knee pain, if it's not pulling around the back, but press the top leg through the middle if you can. So releasing the hip flexor into the pelvis. Let's have 1 or 2 more finishing left. And then we're going to go for rotation through the waist. So coming to center, put your chi ball or your hug between your knees or between your feet. But whichever one you're doing, make sure your back is flat. So bent knees, little bit easier, toes to the ceiling, bit harder. My hands are on my rib cage. I'm going to try to fix my upper body so it doesn't move or lift. I'm going to rotate halfway to the right, lift my left buttock. So this is our corkscrew. Come back to center, rotating through the lower back, breathing in to drop and out to come up. If you want to make it harder, we go with straighter legs. Not fully straight, knees are soft. And you can reduce your base of support by taking your elbows off the floor. That might just be lifting them and keeping the hands on the ribs, or it might be fingers to the ceiling. So I'm going to sway my arms the opposite way to help me counterbalance, and that makes me go a little bit further. Now, don't over rotate. When I say a little bit, half an inch is fine. Just challenge yourself a little bit more through the waist. Let's have 3 more. Or 4 more. You need to finish to the left. So once your legs have been to the left for the last time, come back to center. Get rid of your hug or your ball. And let's have a full body stretch. Legs extend. Arms overhead. And just take some breaths here. Breathing into the diaphragm. Bring your arms over and draw your legs in one at a time, please. Come over onto the side of your body and brings you to face me. Put your hog or something chunky under your head so that your head is in line with the neck and shoulders. So we just want something that's not going to strain the neck. Stack your shoulders and your hips. Lift the bottom rib away from the mat, pull the tummy in. So palms are together, taking a breath in, breathing out, lifting the top arm and the top leg. Now we're only moving upwards, we're not rotating. If that feels okay, your options are to put your feet together and lift 2 legs. That's going to be a much smaller lift. So we're trying to load the waist. So if you want a bit more resistance, loading the waist, lift your head and neck off the hog or block there. No rotation. Lift up, find that point where you hold the balance and then come down softly. So lifting slowly on the out breath. Inhaling slowly as you love. Breathing out to lift. And breathing into it. Holding the last one up. So lifting and holding, you can drop your head if you need to, scissor your legs. If you feel like you want to take your hand on your hip or the floor, that's okay. Arm up is your hardest option. 6, 5, nice still pelvis, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Feet together, everything comes down. Draw the knees in, top leg over bottom leg, and that can be quite bent, or if you want to straighten it a bit more, you can do. Just feel the stretch through the hip, down the outside of the thigh, perhaps into the lower back, depending if you're tight there. And then taking the heel to the bottom, bringing the knees and thighs together, lengthening out the bottom leg. So again, straight line from head to heel. Breathe in. And breathe out. And release. Good. Feet together. Draw the knees in. We're going clam. So knees are bent at 45 degrees. Don't bring them to 90, that's too far. 45 degrees. Stack the hips, pull the tummy in. Option 1, Feet together, top leg rotates inside the hip socket. So maybe even put your hand on your bum and check that your pelvis isn't rolling back. That's not what we want. Harder option, knees down, toes up. We've got a much bigger diamond shape there as we go. If you're doing that one, try not to let the toes drop on that bottom leg. Hardest option, rotation, extension of the top leg, flex the foot to avoid cramp. Point the toe, come back and lower. Any of those options are fine as long as you have control of it. You should feel like this bum here, this top buttock is working hard. That's what we're aiming for. However, there shouldn't be pain inside the hip socket or into the lower back. So if that's the case, choose an easier level that works for you. Keep lifting that bottom foot. Watch it's not dropping. It will start to migrate towards the floor. Hold the last one up. That can be bent or straight. Let's pulse. Small. 10, 9, 8, 7. Should be feeling it right inside that buttock. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Feet come together, knees down and rest with a bent leg or a straighter leg. So the upper body has been fixed while the lower body moves. Let's now fix the lower body and move the lower body. Put your ball between your knees and squeeze. Then stack your hips. Have your ankles together, lift your rib. Palms together, knees are 45 degrees. Let's roll slowly. Eyes follow hand. Squeeze on the ball. You can put a cushion between your knees if you prefer. So cushion or ball. Hold the stretch, breathe in. Breathe out, come back slowly. So your head is going with you if that feels okay. Rolling across the heart. Make your head heavy so that your neck is relaxed. Opening the chest. Holding for at least one in-breath and then coming back. You can stay with open door, chest stretch, or you can come to backstroke. So really nice floppy arm, finger draws a circle on the floor. It'll come off the floor as it goes round the back, and then it will skim the thigh. So just keeping that moving, you are circling to release the shoulder, or you are doing open door to stretch the chest. Either one is good, it depends where you're tight. Depends what you need. This is your last one. And close up. Come down the other end of your mat or roll over if you're happy that you don't need to see me. Take your ball with you. Have your hog nearby for that last exercise. And then come down. So we're going straight arms, straight legs first. Hips are stacked, rib is lifted. If you know what level you can do, please go straight to that level. Our options are breath in, breathe out, lift one arm, one leg. You can lift one leg and the head and neck. You can lift two legs, keep the head down, or lift it up. But whichever one you're doing, you are doing it slowly. Breathing out to lift and in to lower. Let's get us a little bit more music. So there's no rotation through shoulders or neck. This is only a lift. It's slow. We stay off the floor to load the waist. Come up and hold the next one. And then scissor the legs. Hips are stacked. Good. Five, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Feet together, everything down. Draw the knees in, top leg over, bent or straight. If you're going for straight, it's not fully straight, just a deeper stretch. And then heel to bottom, knees together, bottom leg extends, we tuck the pelvis under. Hold it there. Breathe in. And breathe out. Release and relax. Good. Into clamp. Draw the knees halfway in. Stack the hips, lift the ribs. Options, bottom leg flat on the floor. Toes lifted, knees down. Bigger rotation. Good. Making sure the pelvis is still. Switching on glute medius and glute max. Check that it's firing up. So have a poke around. The muscles in the bum should be contracting. The muscles in the lower back shouldn't be. They will be stabilizing, so there'll be activity in them. But the main purpose here is to get into the glute and also into the pelvic floor. So do pull up the pelvic floor as the knee goes up. Squeeze the glute, draw on the pelvic floor. Can you extend the leg and flex the foot? If your leg allows, bend in and come down. So glute, pelvic floor, extension with a flexed foot to avoid cramp. You might be better not extending your leg, and that is okay. So extending the leg is just adding a bit of extra load into the glutes, keeping it up there longer, stabilizing the pelvis, but not at the expense of the hip or the back. All the time, focus on the pelvic floor. Belly button pulls in, pelvic floor pulls up. We are going to hold the next one. It can be with a bent leg or a straight leg for your pulse. And then we pull small and high. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Feet come together, knees come down, we relax. Take the top leg over the bottom leg. It can be bent or it can go a little bit straighter. Hold it there. And then feet come back together at 45 degrees with the knees. Ball or cushion between the knees. Stack the hips, lift the ribs. Head near the front of the hog as we roll. Squeeze. Opening out slowly. Your focus is on rotating through upper body. Breathing in, holding the stretch. Breathing out and closing up slowly. So eyes are following hand if possible. Releasing the neck, the shoulders, the upper back, probably the mid back as well. Keep your hips still. Squeeze the ball to close. You can stay with open door for chest, or you can start to come into backstroke for shoulder. Nice floppy arm. Now as your arm comes down past your hip, watch your hips don't roll because that's quite common. Skim the floor, relax the elbow. Now as the arm comes off the floor, you need to squeeze the ball. Pull the tummy in. Good. So moving or even holding if you find a particular tight spot that needs your attention. This is our last one. And then relaxing, get rid of your ball. Come onto your back. If you want something under your head, it can be hard block or ball. We are just going to release the back. Foot on the knee, open the hip, arms out, rolling slowly. Knee to the floor on the right and toe to the floor on the left. So this will give you quite a deep stretch through your hips, your lower back, probably your upper back. If you're able to lift the rib cage off the floor, then do. So just keeping the head still here, focusing on the pelvis and the lower back. And then coming back to center and changing legs, please. Opening the hip and rolling slowly. Knee one way, toe the other way. Once your left big toe has been to the right side again, you are going to come back to center. And we are going to put the feet on the floor, put the soles of the feet together and the hands on the rib cage. Guys, pelvic floor. If you're not good with your feet together, then have your knees up. Draw down on your belly button and then pull up on your pelvic floor. Should get a good connection there. Press your feet together or into the mat and then imprint your spine with a small pelvic tilt. Don't lift your bum. And then release the pelvis. Breathe in. As you breathe out, pull down on the belly button, pull up on the pelvic floor muscles. Press the feet and imprint the spine. No need to lift the bum. Release. Again, we inhale. Exhale, pull the belly button down. Pull the pelvic floor up, push your feet together and imprint your spine. And release. Last one. Inhale. Exhale, draw down on your belly button, pull up on your pelvic floor, press your feet, imprint your spine. And release and relax. Draw your knees together. Good. Bring your knees in. And just circle your pelvis around slowly, please. In one direction and then in the other direction. Let's finish with hamstring stretch. Grab your band. Take it around the sole of your right foot. Pull your elbows down to the floor. Slide your bottom leg away And then draw on that right leg a little bit more if you can. You can push your heel to the ceiling, or you can flex and point your foot. So we're going to maintain resistance in the hamstring, but we're going to relax the back of the knee a little bit. We are going to sway the legs slowly from right to left. And your options are to keep the bottom down, or as you cross the body, lift your bum for a deeper stretch. You can take the band in one hand to get a wider stretch as you open. And if it feels good to lift your bottom and back but keep your shoulders down, you can go there. So get what you need from this. Head and shoulders are down and still. Lower half of the body is moving. Come on back to center. Change legs, please. Pull the elbows down. Flex the foot and push the heel up. Slide the bottom leg away. Keep pulling on that band to lengthen the hamstring. You can flex and point the foot if that helps. Otherwise, just flex and hold. Soften the back of the knee. Sway the leg. You can circle the leg if you like that better. And then gradually make it bigger. Band goes in the left hand as the leg goes to the left. Band goes in the right hand as the leg goes across the midline. That might be with the bum lifting, it might be with the bum staying down. But can you pin your shoulders to the floor? So we don't want the shoulders to lift whatever movement you are in. Feel the back of the pelvis on the floor as you stretch the inner thigh. And then option to lift and rotate through the pelvis as you cross. Let's just have one more gently in either direction. Come back to center when you're ready, and please slip your foot out of the band. Let's come over onto one side and then all the way over onto all fours, please. So options for your final stretch, you can cat stretch, flexion, extension, or you can come into downward dog. Shoulders, hamstrings, calves, little foot pedals, cat or dog. When you're ready, we are going to come up slowly, uncurling our spine, supporting ourselves on the legs if necessary, and then standing tall, please. Where I can see you, we'll take a big stretch up and breathe in. Breathe out, come across to the right corner. Breathe in. Breathe out, come across to the left corner. Come up and lower. Release your shoulders slowly. And release your spine. And give yourselves a clap. Well done.